In this video, we're going to change a set of SRAM Level T disc brake pads. These instructions should work for most mountain bike disc brakes. All right, so let's take a look at what you're going to need. Obviously, you need your new brake pads, a 2.5mm Allen wrench, a brake pad spacer or flathead screwdriver, and needle nose pliers will come in handy as well. The first thing we're going to do is remove the wheel. All right, now that the wheel's off, we're going to take off the retention clip and then the 2.5mm Allen through bolt. I'm going to insert brake pad spacer and just push those pads out to the side so that the cylinders go all the way into the cylinder bores in the caliper. Make it easier when you're reinstalling the new pads. All right, now we're going to remove the pads. We're going to do that by squeezing the clip at the top and removing them up through the back of the caliper. You might have to do it at a slight angle and they should pop right out. Just a quick tip here, once you take your wheel off or your brake pads out, don't squeeze your brake lever. You're going to push the pistons together and it's going to be a pain to get them pushed back into the piston bores on the caliper. I like to clean my brake rotors just to prevent any contamination on the new pads. So I just use an old rag or paper towel, a little bit of automotive brake parts cleaner, just spray a little bit on there, not towards your pads. That should do it. Usually I replace my brake pads when they get down to about 1mm of brake pad material left, or about 3 index cards thick. These are a little thicker than that, but I'm going to go ahead and replace them because I'm getting ready to go on a long trip and I contaminated these brake pads. We're going to place our new pads on the new H-spring that came with it. We're going to squeeze the H-spring together and then reinstall the new pads down into the back of the caliper, lining up the through bolt holes. Going to get our new 2.5mm bolt and go ahead and thread that in. The torque spec on this is 1 Nm, so just barely snug it down. Using our needle nose pliers, going to put on the new retention clip. Of course, you can do it without the pliers, just makes it a little bit easier. As the final step here, we are going to reinstall the wheel. Get it lined up. A common problem when you install new pads is rotor rub. If it's slight, it'll likely go away on its own once the pads are properly seated. If it's significant, the calipers may need to be recentered or your rotors may be a little warped. At this stage, I like to go ahead and seat the new pads in, so we'll go ahead and do that. To seat the pads, get the bike up to speed and then slow down rapidly, but don't come to a complete stop. Repeat this 25 to 30 times. And that's it. I hope you can all get out and enjoy the trails. We'll see you next time.